Hello Libra, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your July 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify from there. So what's going on for the sign of Libra? What do we need to know? What's going on for you? We have the Death card. Okay, so the balance between life and death right here. You have to understand that the angel of death does have a balance behind it, okay? The angel of death is still an angel. It's controlled by God. If you look at the biblical references behind the artwork of the initial tarot cards, which were created in the 1400s, 1500s, you look at the initial artwork and the meaning behind death itself, because tarot is heavily based in Catholicism. A lot of people try to root out the Catholicism, however, you can't. So when we look at the devil, not the devil, but the death card, it's when God removes his hand of protection over something and allows death to go and smite it, okay? Because God is in control of death. And you have to remember that the angels are more like tools that God has created and crafted to do his bidding. Remember, heaven is supposed to be like this orderly construct, and heaven or hell is supposed to be the disorderly construct that mimics heaven. So you have order and you have chaos trying to mimic order. So divine order and unnatural chaos. So what's going on with this death energy? It also represents that something is coming to an end, but you have to understand that when things come to an end, there's a divine purpose behind it, because God didn't want that situation to exist. The hand of protection is removed from that. So what is this death energy? This deck does have reversals. I'm using the Revelations Tarot. So what do we need to know? We have the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Six of Swords in reversed. This is for someone out here. It's saying to mentally move away from the concept of doing death magic, okay? Because with the Page of Pentacles, you're being blessed with the universe. You have the intellect with this magician energy, but you're supposed to move on from this. You're supposed to peer at something but not do it, okay? So think of the concept of science and spirituality. What really is the concept of religion itself, and what is the concept of morality and spirituality, Libra? So you have to understand that there's an order, right, of natural and unnatural law. So the angels rule guidance, and it sometimes takes longer to use their guidance in order to attain something. On the opposite hand, you have the demonic spectrum, where things are forbidden because they cross the boundaries of legalities and moralities, all right? So think of science in a way, because we're pulling the magician who rules all kinds of magic and science. Once again, magic is the unexplained version of science, okay? So when you're saying something is magic, it's because you don't understand the intricacies behind it. For example, you take a cell phone back to the year 1800s, they'll probably kill you, right? They'll say it's magic. So the idea of the demon versus the idea of the angel is to block off certain sciences and certain ideas that cross the boundaries of morality, all right? So think of like when they cross the monkey embryo with the human embryo. And the scientist said, oh, well, if we can grow a monkey with human organs, we can use it for transplants. Well, that sparked a giant debate back in 2021. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should, because now at what point is this monkey considered a human? Is it just a less evolved human? What is it now? If it has human organs and you're growing it to a full maturity, you're going to allow it to live and to kill it for its organs, how does that cross the boundaries of even, say, you know, animal ethics? So what I'm seeing right here is that you're having a conflict between your own morality. You're thinking of, I want to look at death and I want to know what death is. But here's the thing, you can know what death is. You can look at the dark arts behind stuff. You can peer into the idea of black magic or the black sciences, because remember, once again, it's all science-based. You can look at it, but should you cross that boundary? Because that's where you're at right now. You're like, I want to stay stagnant. I don't know what I should do. Should I mentally move away because I know the secrets, or should I continue to use this for my own good or my own benefit right here? Because remember, the demons do rule the idea of we get it done faster by doing it this way. We kill a lot of different things. We use, different parts, whatever, to make this spell work fast. Angels, on the other hand, make you struggle through a certain situation in a certain scenario, and it might take you more time. So the idea of time versus split-second intervention. So what's this Page of Pentacles for you, Libra? You're blessed with the gift from the universe, some sort of time, attention, talent, money. It's some sort of higher knowledge with this magician, but you don't know if you should use it or not. You don't know how to use it. You don't even know if you should. The Seven of Pentacles with the World card. So you were blessed with a very powerful gift, something that has come full circle, okay? This is something that took time for the universe to craft and give to you. So you know how people have talents? Sometimes people are blessed with like prodigy level talents, and sometimes people are blessed with, average everyday talents, and that's okay, right? Takes all kinds. However, you're blessed with some sort of exponential gift right here. Something that was crafted by the world, something that was created, something that took a very long time to cultivate, and it was just dropped in your lap, possibly when you were a child. You're going to understand something, that the reason that black magic and all of that has devil references and has the whole spirituality side, of good and evil, like Catholicism. They put, the devil and the demons, they make it look scary and hellfire and flames on it because it crosses the boundaries of morality versus something that doesn't. And you're stuck at that point of, where is the balance between these two things? What's this magician energy? You have the moon, and you have the Six of Cups. So Scorpio energy and Cancer energy, because I associate the moon to Cancer, because that is Cancer's ruling body, is the moon. So insanity, mystery, occultism, something that probably made you happy when you were younger. One more card for this. The Three of Swords. Your energy is coming out. Why is it breaking your heart, though? The Queen of Pentacles. Some sort of capitalism off of this gift right here is what's causing you the issues. You're wondering, should you cultivate this talent? How can you cultivate this talent? So I kind of feel like you have a gift that's very taboo right here. It crosses some sort of like morality boundaries. It could be something as simple as doing tarot online. Some people are like, oh my God, it's like of the devil. And you're wondering if you should use it to potentially bring you some sort of financial stability right here. But it crosses into this death realm. So kind of like the idea of necromancy itself. Here's the thing about necromancy. Necromancy is actually a scientific word. It means bringing the dead back to life. And so there were Greeks who performed necromancy, meaning that they were trying to bring back the dead, not like zombies and whatnot, but you have to understand that their medical system is kind of the same medical system that we use nowadays, okay? Like all of the words that they use, same with the Romans, kind of like in our medical society. So necromancy is really just the regeneration of something. So stem cell regenerative therapies, cellular regeneration, actually bringing the dead back to life, because what is the spark inside someone's mind right here? So I kind of feel like you have a gift, but it crosses the boundaries of life and death, and you're wondering, should you use it because it's from the darkness with the moonlight? But here's the thing, the angel of death is still an angel. The Six of Swords, you're stuck and stagnant within this because it breaks your heart. You're like, I want to do this. Maybe you have done it, but you can't bring yourself to actually fully commit to the situation. The Six of Swords, balance, and the Knight of Swords. You're going to receive a message that allows you to balance out the situation, okay? What is this message? What is the message that balances out the situation? Because you move forward once you do so. The Three of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Scepters. You're going to realize it's not as taboo as you think. Okay? There's a market for it. A big market. So it's small, confined communities with this Three of Cups. So it's very niche, right? However, it's a big market with the Ten of Pentacles. You can celebrate with this right here. So this could be, you know, just a very taboo, things that have to do with death, things that have to do with the darkness. You know, sometimes people want to go and study demonology, and that's okay. You can go and do that. The idea of studying theology with demonology, you know, mortuary sciences, something that has to do with the death and the magician, okay? Studying the concept of death. Maybe it's, you always want it to be like, you know, a criminal investigator. But it's taboo and, you know, it scares people around you. Because certain people, you know, they don't like that kind of stuff, especially if you live in certain communities. Like certain communities, people don't like cats, all right? People don't like dogs. They have like weird powers behind them. But here's the thing. You need to have people like that in order for the world to function. You need to have criminal investigators. You need to have, you know, detectives. You need to have mortuary sciences. Like, it takes all kinds of people. You have a fascination with the dark arts. And I feel like you want to capitalize off of it, but you don't know if you should, because it's something that made you happy when you were younger, but it's very, very taboo. But there's a lot of money behind it because it's meant to be done. There's a reason behind it. Now, I'm not saying like teaching people how to sell their souls to the devil and shit. I'm talking like there's a scientific reasoning with the magician. There's something about science here, okay? Because remember, the magician really is a scientist at heart. He knows the idea and concepts behind all magic, and all magic is based in science. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, to the Queen of Cups, to the Tower. Because you bring a different type of enlightenment on a situation. Your calm demeanor with this Queen of Cups changes situations. It's your intellect right here. Because remember, the Tower represents a structure, and then in the initial tarot that was created in the 1500s, the initial artwork that was in Italy, it's the sun that brings the lightning bolt that strikes the tower down, right? The sun, the illumination. So you have a different way of perceiving things that causes the illumination to break down certain situations, to break down lies, potentially. The Six of Swords moving away from that. Now you can move away because of your knowledge. You can move away from the situation because of your ability to deal with this. Because here's the thing. In order to be like, you know, a funeral director or deal with investigations and deal with that kind of stuff, you have to be a calm person. A lot of the times you watch these spy movies and whatnot. No, you actually have to know how to engage with someone who's grieving on like a personal level. Okay, that's that Queen of Cups energy. When tragedy strikes, how are you going to handle that? How are you going to make this person talk to you? How are you going to make this person speak to you? So it's almost like you have to stay within this really dark realm right here, but still maintain this Queen of Cups energy, because at the end of the day, the Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. She represents the motherly side of like the insanity portion, okay? The Nine of Pentacles, like, yeah, it's going to be taboo and people might not like being around you because of it. And it's okay if you want to grow your own garden from this. So you're obsessed with a darker science, a darker art right here. I feel like it's based within science itself. It's something that's scary. It could be criminal psychology. It could be, you know, pharmacology, you know, things that are just mystical in a way. But I feel like it has its real roots, all right? It has like an actual in-depth, ingrained on earth kind of science. So maybe you've always wanted to do this. You've never just finally decided, hey, I'm going to do this. This is what I want to do as my career. This is what I'm going to study. I kind of feel like you're doing it. It's very niche though. Makes you a lot of money. So if you have a dream, but you've always felt it was weird, you didn't know how people were going to perceive you, such as like, you know, as I said, going to school for criminal psychology or whatever, or because there are a lot of different types of psychologies. There are psychologies that get really, really dark. However, those people need help too. All right. There are psychologies that are, just way out there. You know, each type of psychology, each type of science behind it is pinpointed for something specific, right? So you have, psychology of people who are like murderers and whatnot. And then you have psychology for people who are, offenders, if you get what I mean. Then you have psychology for people who are this, that, and the other. But each one is kind of darker. It's not just, your average diagnosing of, depression, anxiety, whatever. This is like, on the level of madness. And maybe that's what piques your interest right here. It's going to take a lot of work though. All right, I'll be real with you, but I do see that you're good at it. You have a way of bringing people together to talk to you and still being able to crack the code. All right, so maybe that's what you're worried about, is if you can crack the code or not. My camera just went to 5%. If this thing, dies on me, I'm going to just try to merge the videos together. You just might get another part 1, part 2 video. Sorry, I forgot to plug it in. I don't even know where the charger is. Oh my gosh. So we have blessings and we have justice. Yeah, your card's coming out. Blessings and justice. You have to balance the situation out. This is your blessing. You were gifted this as a child. You were gifted this thing. It may have felt like a curse for you. Because, they even use psychics in the military, and they use it in the government. They use the psychics wherever. Maybe you have the ability to speak to the dead. They use people like that. It's a thing. You might not think it is a thing because it sounds weird, but it is. So, yeah, it's that balance right there. You bring it from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. It's a blessing that was bestowed on you. Think back on it. It's something that maybe you got in trouble for. Maybe you weren't supposed to do it because of the church, but it actually brings you into alignment, because I know a lot of Christians who'll be like, oh no, you can't go and study criminal psychology. Oh, you can't be that kind of psychologist, or this criminal investigator, whatever. That's, demonic, that's dark. But however, it requires people to do those things. A lot of people, when they work in the mortuary sciences, they say they're necrophiliacs. However, most of the time they're not. Very, very, very select people are, all right? However, it gets a very bad reputation, right? So that could be what the problem is right there. Maybe you're second guessing yourself. Don't. Sovereignty, crow, black hound, foreboding. Foreboding energy, it has like that weird dark energy behind it. I'm just telling you. With this sovereignty though, I feel like it's a very large blessing. It's supposed to be something that is going to help you move forward at a very high status and high level. If you can fine tune it and you can perfect it for yourself, okay? Let me get you the Halloween Oracle. We have Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality, and skeleton strength. Yeah, it's once again, skeleton strength, having to do with death right here. Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. It requires you to have a balance. Like there has to be, people who can smile and wave and be happy and what's the word I'm looking for? There are people who have happy jobs, okay? They work in sales, they're representatives, they smile. And then there are people who don't do that. There are people who are like, I think her name was Abby, who worked at like, the medical science forensics team. And she dressed all in black, and that was her persona. I can't remember the TV show, but like that's the balance right there. It requires both types of people in the world. All right, Libra? So don't allow people to try to mold you into something that's not for you. Go with what you were gifted with, because it is truly something that's bestowed upon you. You crack the code with this tower energy because you are still able to see things from a human point of view, a motherly point of view, a caring, kind perspective. Because you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? They need people in those types of fields who can connect with someone on an emotional level to bring out the information. So anyway, let me get you a couple of Awakened Oracle cards. I'm sorry if my camera... I'm going to try to do this fast. We have Blaze a Trail and Shine On. Like, this is your calling right here. So do it. Do it with passion. And you can shine the light through this type of darkness right here. even no matter what people say about it, all right? Jehra, harvest, reward, fruition, maturity, and growth. The spiritual meaning is right action and natural law. Yeah, as I said, natural law. Not going with the unnatural law. So I feel like this is you growing forward. This is the maturity. This is you realizing, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm called to do. 1 Joe, joy and happiness, harmony and partnerships, positive family relationships, and good teamwork. Yeah. That'll actually make you fulfilled. So don't be afraid to look at certain things that seem scary because, you know, it requires people to do that too. All right. There are people who have to work in really dark fields. There are people who have to work in the sewers. All right. There are people who work at Yankee Candle where it smells good and great, but there are also people who have to get down and dirty and work in the sewers. There are plumbers, but there are also electricians, right? One's cleaner than the other. But they both have an element of death behind them. You know, this is what this is. This is saying that this is a job that is very taboo. This is a study that's taboo, whatever, but you're good at it and you're able to excel in whatever this is. So keep going forward no matter what people say about it, because that's what you're gifted with. It's like prodigy level talents right here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading and I'll talk to you later. Bye. If I could shut this thing off.